Hey everyone, it's Strange Michael. I hope you're doing well today. I have a review here for a movie called Nocebo. It came out in 2022. I watched it on Shudder. I don't know if it's an original or like an exclusive, if it's always going to be on there, I don't know. This film was about an hour and 40 minutes long, and again, it came out in 2022. And I had never heard of it. I hadn't heard anybody talk about it. It turns out one of my favorite channels on YouTube, Sinister Cinema Reviews, had actually made a video for this. So I watched their review after I saw it, because I had to be a little curious on who thought what. And to me, this movie is not excellent. It's not like some great thing. It's good for what it is. It's fine, above average, I would say, mainly because of Eva Green's performance and Mark Strong's performance, and even the daughter's performance. It's above average, but not anything super recommendable to a lot of you. If it sounds good, check it out. It's usually my motto to you all. But anyway, Nocebo sounds like placebo. And I'm not a rapper, so I'm not going to go there. What is Nocebo about? Well, basically, it's kind of dealing with placebos and curses, but also kind of like tragedies, and also kind of beliefs, and also kind of superstition, and that kind of thing. And it's kind of interesting in that regard, I would say. But it doesn't seem like on the surface, the way I describe the story, that it's really going to be focused on that. You know, it's mainly with the Eva Green character we focus on here. She's a fashion designer. She's rich. Her husband, Mark Strong, is also rich. They kind of have a weird, strained marriage. They kind of bicker and banter on who's going to take the daughter to school and pick her up and that kind of thing. And at one of the fashion shows that Eva Green holds for her designs, things go horribly wrong when she gets a particular phone call. Tragedy strikes. And essentially, she happens to turn around and see a creepy, blind-looking dog that's peering around a corner at a curtain at her. And he's very still. It's very creepy imagery. I really like that. That's where that kind of creepy A24 wannabe feeling comes in with this movie for me. It kind of feels like a knockoff A24 movie, but in a good way. In a good way. You know, I'm not the biggest A24 fan, but you can feel the influence in this movie. The dog comes out, it has all of these patches of fur missing, it has ticks all over it, like I said, it's blind, and it begins to shake like it got out of a bathtub, and one of the ticks go flying at Eva Green, it lands on her, crawls up the back of her neck, and bites her in the dead middle of the back of the neck, like Andrew Garfield in Spider-Man. And she is mortified. Well, basically, we cut to 8 months later, and apparently she's been sick, she's been off mentally, she's been very ill, and she's kind of just now getting back on her feet. She's going back into business and stuff with her fashion designs, kind of designing things again, and things are kind of horrible right now, but it's getting better. It seems like she's been through a rough time with her health and whatever, and that she's getting better. But she seems to be getting more superstitious for some weird reason. Nothing supernatural at this point, but in a weird way, you know? She's noticed a lot of memory loss. A lot of things that should be commonplace that are daily tasks. She just starts to forget sometimes. Newer things that come into play, she forgets pretty easily too. All of a sudden, a nanny from the Philippines shows up, and she's supposed to live there and take care of their daughter when she and Mark Strong can't. And she forgot all about this, apparently. Now, this young lady, to me, is the weakest performance in the film. I don't think she's bad by any means. I think she actually is pretty solid, but it's not as good as even the child actress. You know, she's okay. She tries. She does some interesting things, and the script is interesting, too. The execution always isn't up to par of what the script was doing, but I think it has its cool moments. This is going to be the kind of horror film that very much is not really horror. It's not really scary. It just has some creepy imagery in there. There's some kind of atmosphere sometimes. It's not really the super exciting experiment that you would have with a lot of movies, or experience you'd have with a lot of movies for that matter. It's really not super engaging, in my opinion. I was interested, but I wasn't super engaged, is really the issue here, I think. But this story about this nanny trying to help out Eva Green with her health and some of her home remedies she had from the Philippines as kind of what seemed to us like kind of voodoo type things. It's kind of interesting what she does with Eva Green's character, how she relates and bonds with her and whatever. And we're not really sure if she's always the good guy. That's the interesting thing that I like about this movie. I expected a family drama, and I got a lot of that, but I also got a lot of portion of this Filipino lady and the kind of interesting things that she's doing, that she's saying, that she's thinking. Her beliefs, different things that she does in this film are pretty interesting. I like pretty much everybody in their casting choices, but again, I think that one particular actress is the weakest out of all four, the main focus that we have in this movie. But the writing is strong. I do like that. The character writing is very strong. The directing is fine for what we have here, too. It's a nice looking film. There are some things to carry you throughout the film that make you wonder about this young lady that came to visit those guys, or came to stay there to work there. There's some great plot twists in the film, I think, that work really well for the story. There's some good stuff in here. There's some really good stuff in here, but overall, I don't think it really pays off, in my personal opinion. To the most satisfying degree, there is a shocking ending. I do want to tell you that. Some of the parts of the endings, or some portions of the ending, are really shocking to me, and the kind of direction we went with that. But it was cool. It has a couple of moments of some weak CGI. This is kind of a lower budget film that's very performance driven, so that's understandable. The music in here is okay. Nothing's too special, frankly. But overall, I like the film. I think it looks good. It has some really great performances in here. Again, Eva Green kills it. She's so good, dude. It's like Rebecca Hall in The Night House. You watch these two movies for those two performances. You really do, because both of them really drag you through in the best possible way. Even if you're not liking the film, I can't see you not liking and relating to their characters and really being interested in their performances and what they do with those. Phenomenal in that degree. But overall, I think the film is just above average, you know, and nothing too special. If I had to rate Nocebo on a 5-star basis, I'd probably give it like a 3 out of 5 stars. It's fine, it has some interesting things to it. Nothing super amazing, nothing super special by any means. Just kind of okay. Above average, decent, solid. You've heard me use all the synonyms in the past of what I think they are. I recommend it to the right audience. If it sounds like your kind of thing, go for it. But otherwise, you guys probably won't care about it. You slasher fans are not going to be into this, more than likely. Anyway, what did you think about Nocebo if you saw it? I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments down in the comments section down below. It's kind of a rainy day, so I feel super off. I can't get my reviews and my words said in my reviews correctly today, so I'm trying my best. Anyway, 3 out of 5 stars for me for Nocebo. What do you think about it? Put your thoughts and comments down below. Thank you all for watching. God bless you all, and goodbye.